Hi, I'm Baol. I sing in TNT currently. I was born in Argentina, but when I was a little kid, we moved to Europe, France first. This not many people know that. France first, and then a year after Spain. I was about 3 4 years old when I got to Spain. So you could say I'm Spanish. Um, I grew up as a normal child, maybe too timid, perhaps. And then I discovered hard rock. I was always fond of music. Me and my mother, I had a mother that loved the Beatles and the music that was currently hype in Europe at that time. I mean, Tears for Fears and Simply Red, and I always was always very fond of that until I discovered hard rock in the MTV, and I started to develop myself to that, but never abandoning everything else. I mean, I'm in love with music, not just rock or just. I don't like labels, and I don't want to narrow myself, you know. And I got my mother's Spanish guitar when I was around 16 years old, and I started to invent the chords of the songs that I liked. For instance, every rose has its thorn by Poison, and easy songs that I could. Okay, this sounds pretty much like it, and I started to sing to them because it made sense. So at one point I said, okay, I think I'm better at singing than at playing. I still think that today. So, and that was it because I started to go to rock clubs, and in one of them I discovered a video clip about there was a four-piece band with big hair, and I said, okay, I think I like this. I love those guys. And those guys happened to be TNT. I got a girlfriend at that point that, at that time there wasn't any internet or MP3s and things like that. So she recorded the tapes and gave them to me, Intuition and Tell No Tales. I fell in love right away. And time went on. I discovered I didn't want to do anything else but stage arts. So I joined a small company. I played Jesus Christ and Jesus Christ Superstar, and I said, okay, I like this theater thing. I studied a little theater then, and then I went. There was the very beginning of my career was jumping from musical to musical, from different brands and things. Combining that with playing with bands, covers, and music on their own music, and then it was another step. I studio recording songs, songs from movies or cartoons, or dubbing to Spanish some songs of different movies and cartoons by Disney and Cartoon Network and a lot of stuff like that. And I kept on doing that. I never actually got my own music out until it was 12, 16 when I decided I wanted to do something of my own. So I called my friends and we want to go in this direction. We started to write, we started to rehearse, and then when I was one Monday in 1917, one Monday, I was watching Game of Thrones on TV, and the episode ended, and I got my phone, and I got an email from this Ronnie Leticro, and I go like, "You kidding me? Nah." and this is because I actually deduced that it was because some years earlier I saw in the internet, I can't remember where exactly, I saw an ad. The TNT management is looking for materials from singers. So I said, what the fuck? So I recorded a song, Tonight I'm Falling, and uploaded into my YouTube channel. and sent the link, and I forgot about it right away. I mean, who in his sane mind would think that this can happen, you know? But some years later, it happened, and it happened to me. It actually happened to me. So it was weird. I still sometimes, you know, stop and take a step back and say, is this actually happening to me right now? But you know, shit happens, and, and it did. So Ronnie called, you know, to know if I was interested in coming to Norway and meet him and record some stuff for his solo record. And I said yes, and I was there. This was on Monday, and I was there the Sunday after that. 1 week. I was, you know, my knees were shaking. So we got along pretty well. We recorded a few songs, and I went back home. And some weeks later, he said, "Okay, next round." And I got there to record the next round of songs. And when I got there at night, they sat me and said, "Okay, I want you to sit and listen." And I said, "Okay." And he said, we're not interested in you for the side project. We want you in the band, in TNT." First of all, these things never happen. And when they do, they never happen to you. But this one happened to me, actually. So, it's crazy. I've been around a little less than 2 years here with TNT, and I'm more than happy. And we've recorded a hell of a record, I think. I didn't participate in the writing because everything was ready to go when I joined. I did a couple things here, that arrangements and little stuff. I made the songs my own, of course. But always, you know, even if I was told, I wasn't, but even if I was told that you have to, you know, have Tony Harnell in your mind, they never told me that. But I grew up with the man, you know. I developed my singing through his singing. So even if I didn't want to, I would still sound a little Harnellish because of that, and I'm really proud of that. And that's my story so far, I believe. But if I had to, you know, label myself with one thing, I would say I'm an 80s guy, music-wise, absolutely. From the pop to the funk to the metal, I'm an 80s guy, and I'll always be. And it's funny, I say sometimes to my friends, I will never be fully happy because I'm always with one step in that era, and that's never coming back. And it's like some kind of mellow feeling about that. But I love that. I love the 80s, and that's my stuff. In the future, TNT is touring South America, North America, and Japan, because we have toured Europe before. And we are working, maybe we have another record out, hopefully with me writing there too. And the machinery is going to work so well that our gigs will be awesome, and everybody would like to see that.
So